Hi, I'm Frau Clemens, your German teacher. In this lesson, we will learn about the past tense in German. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to read and write past tense sentences. This includes forming the past participle of strong and weak verbs, some of which will have separable or inseparable prefixes, and deciding if the helping verb will be haben or sein. There are two past tense forms in German, just like in English. For example, in English, I speak to the class, yesterday I spoke to the class, and earlier I have spoken to the class. Spoke and spoken are both past tense words, but two different forms. Similarly, German has two past tenses. In this unit, we will learn the have spoken past tense. Although in English we mostly use the shorter past tense, namely the one that uses words like spoke, ate, drank, walked, and ran, Germans usually use the other past tense, which translates to have spoken, have eaten, have drunk, have walked, and have run.
Using Powtoon.
I'm sure by now the verbs floating around in your mind feel and look like this word cloud. Don't worry, I have a great resource for you. It's your past tense flowchart. Use this flowchart as a resource when you speak or write in the past tense. It contains all the rules for weak, mixed, and strong verbs, as well as a list of what to do with IEREN verbs and separable and inseparable prefixes. It also reminds you when to use haben and sein, which is more thoroughly explained in the next section. Using haben and sein as helping verbs in the past tense in German. When to use sein. Use sein as a helping verb anytime there's a change in location from A to B, or a change in your body state. There are three exceptions to this rule, and these verbs always use sein even though they don't follow the rule. These verbs are sein, passieren, and bleiben. Change in location. Examples. Because they change location, they have to use the word sein as the helping verb. Kommen, gehen, wandern, reisen, fliegen, spazieren, laufen, fahren. There are more, but these are just a few examples. Change in body state. This means something like a change from life to death, asleep to awake, or the reverse. Examples are gebären, sterben, einschlafen, and aufwachen. When using sein as a helping verb, even though the sentences use have in English, you need to conjugate sein in German. I have flown to Germany, but ich bin nach Deutschland geflogen. We have run in the park, but wir sind in dem Park gelaufen. Haben you use with everything else, which is most verbs. So most of the time you'll be using haben, with the exception of when you use sein as previously explained. In this lesson, you learned how to use the conversational past tense in German. In English, you can now read and write phrases like, I have walked the dog, we have eaten the pizza, and the princess has kissed the frog. You now know how to change strong and weak verbs in the past participle, and what to do with the separable and inseparable endings. You also know when to use haben and sein as helping verbs. You have learned some difficult grammar and have conquered the conversational past tense.